across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
As we watch London get that first down, it seems almost unfair about what he can do on a field. Here's a guy who's 6'4", loves to play over the rim and dunk on defenders, and can work out of the slot as well as outside the numbers. That's a big reason why he went 8th overall as the first receiver taken in a loaded class.
Mariota on first down.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marco Wilson. The CD, he tried to kind of lob that one in there. It looked pretty going through the air. The problem was it was in the air a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's a tough one because for that type of a route and what he tried to do and needed to do, he had to put a little air under it, and the defender was actually able to take advantage of it because it hung up there just long enough for him to get there.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot. And oh, he coughed it up. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Mariota now after the fumble recovery. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
They were backed up to start the drive, but how about that aggressiveness? Firing it downfield right away. Nice job there getting out towards what would have been their normal starting position.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Mariota. Complete to Zacchaeus. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Looking left sideline, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The Cards going nickel, an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Mariota again. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Greg Dortch back deep. This is taken at the 15. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Murray now to throw. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. Gets past 1 man. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll let this go end zone for Green. And that is caught. Touchdown Cardinals. A.J. Green, 40 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. And he shows some mobility there, getting outside the tackles, moving to the right, making a nice play.
He had the whole field in front of him and was able to actually throw it about where he was looking, right?
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. He's got it at the 10.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was going to ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
A first down throw for Mariota. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On 2nd and 10, Mariota. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Cardinals will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. After the turnover, here's Murray. Room here to run. Touchdown.
James Conner, 57 yards. And the Cardinals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT.
And that one makes this a 19-point game. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Mariota now to throw on first down.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the shotgun, it's Mariota.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. And that will be incomplete.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
The Cardinals going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So we reach halftime here in Glendale.
And time is of the essence. We breeze through halftime, and we are ready for the second half.
The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Cardinals. A.J. Green. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
We've seen that a time or two over the years from A.J. Green. Long, explosive touchdown catches.
And he is so good at playing the ball in the air and going over the top of people to make catches. I think his teammates call it playing a little bit of hoops or playing above the rim. He is fantastic at it and continues to get better as his career progresses.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that will bump the lead up to 26. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Here comes Dortch on the return.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Here's A.J. Green as he gets set to go again on offense. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think is what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, 3rd quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down.
And this will be swung out here for counter.
And some space here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big one there on third down. They hit for 30 yards.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
And this is Ertz with it, right side. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Ertz, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cardinals will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Now Blankenship on for the PAT.
Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent. You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Throwing, Mariota. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be second down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, you know, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on him man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And this one is going to be off the mark. Far out in front.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Got this complete to the tight end, Pitts.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Desperation time. Mariota on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
They'll start the drive with a give to Connor.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, a run with Connor. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll go option to the short side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And you go back.
And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long way to go. And they got it done.
I was going to say they had a 15-yard play in their back pocket.
You don't see that on too many play sheets, do you?
No. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mariota to throw it. And he comes back with one complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now Mariota. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
On the return, Dortch. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Connor going to get it again on 2nd down.
Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves them with 14 yards still to go on 3rd down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. Good move at the 30. And he stopped up short of the 1st as they tackle him down at about the 36. And they pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. One last shot now from Mariota. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jalen Thompson picks it. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the